What's up, traders? Another one here from the Dark Side team. And on this video, I want to talk about holiday trading. We're knee deep into the holidays right now, December 28th. And now that Christmas is over, there is some slight movements taking place in the market. But what I want to talk about here is, basically my approach to trading during the holidays, what to expect, and my personal trading plan as far as what I do and what I don't do during these times that only happen a couple times a year. And that's one thing that I think is really important. Considering holidays, how often does the market really get slow for a holiday? Well, here in the U.S., we have Thanksgiving that obviously slows it down, which is towards the end of November. And then, like everybody else in the world, we've got the Christmas and the New Year's. Realistically, those are probably the only times that the market actually does slow down. But the algorithm does not stop; it continues to move. Now, the question becomes: should you be trading it? And for me, the way I always look at these things is if you can win a trade any day of the week, that means you can also lose a trade any day of the week. So in other words, if you can lose during the holidays, you can also win during the holidays. Now, when it comes down to a probability standpoint, I think that the odds kind of go against you, and I'm big on probability trading, obviously. In other words, it has to make sense for me to trade. And typically, just through back testing and just simply looking at the charts during these times, we can see that the market doesn't move as, what's the word, maybe as predictable as we'd like it to. A lot of times you might see certain plays play out, but not as often during the holidays. So depending on your strategy, it's important to back test previous holidays and understand the price action that revolved around those days, how it acted, and for me personally, there's never really any tremendous opportunities during the holidays. Something that you can always expect, especially around this holiday, is consolidation. If you ever look at a pair, like for example, and you've looked at our previous videos, how I feel about correlation, I'm always looking at the dollar to trade my majors. But if you look at the dollar right now, I mean, you can try to figure out, you can say the sweep here, the sell opportunity here. I'm sure we could find a buy opportunity as well if we look long enough. Let's see. We can find, okay, so we'll call this descending structure, right? Okay. We'll call this the break of structure right here. We could say that people are buying to go long. So in other words, you're always going to see what you want to see. So we just found a quick 4-hour time frame sell opportunity and then a 1-hour buy opportunity. So at the end of the day, guys, when we really look at what's taking place here, it's just a simple, what I like to call a squeeze. In other words, there's really nothing happening here. It's the illusion of situational setups taking place, break of structure, imbalances, order blocks. It's a bunch of nothing, to be honest with you. And there's people who call this pennants, or they trade pennants or flags or whatever, this symbol. They trade this because they think that I don't know about none of that stuff, guys. Not my business. But I trade price action, and for me, this is just a simple buildup of liquidity. In other words, there's both biases being showed what they want to see. In other words, there's people selling right here. There's people selling right here. There's people selling right here along this trend line, and there's people that bought right here. They're buying right here, and they're probably buying right here today, right now, live. So again, there's no real angle here. You're playing the game, and a lot of times what the algorithm will do is it will squeeze, 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 and then burst when it's time to move. Now, don't think that I'm saying it's going to go long. It can burst and go down. Either way, guys, the situation at hand is a low probability situation. In other words, there's no real angle here. There's no real great justified position to take. So for me, and a lot of times, this is how the holidays look as far as price action. So a lot of times, I avoid the holidays, to be honest. I try to spend some time with family and friends because once we get going on the charts, it's a nonstop thing. It's pretty much Monday through Sunday. So as far as my personal trading plan this holiday, I'm still holding a couple positions from a week or so ago. I haven't executed anything new, as you can see. I don't see any angle here. When we're in a wedge, you're short one day, you're long the next day, you're short. You really don't. You're probably trading because you just have nothing else to do right now. But again, we talk about probability, guys. You got to be patient. That's the only way to bring probability into your favor. If you want things to look good, you got to let them develop. Don't go out there and look for something, because the market will show you anything you want to see. It's going to show you. If you want to sell, it's going to show you sells today. If you want to buy, it's going to show you buys as well. So definitely reconsider trading holidays if you can. Now, like I said before in the beginning of the video, if you can lose during the holidays, you can definitely win also. But there's nothing to prove out here, guys. Protect your capital like it's your life, and make sure that you're ready to go once the new year comes, and you're not in a hole because you traded the holidays and you wish you wouldn't have. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. You can do it if you'd like. Be careful with brokers and spreads and doing weird shit. Sometimes they shut down for a day or so around the new year. So definitely, if you're in any challenges or anything like that, make sure you're aware of the rules and regulations as far as how they're going to approach the holidays. And yeah, that's all I got on this, guys. I hope you find some value in it, and we'll talk to you soon.